back to a brightly lit corner of my room. We're here for a new installment of Calico Reads, now improved with a sign. I was gonna draw a body of Calico reading a book, but I already spent an hour doing all that, and I didn't want to spend another hour agonizing on how terrible it is to draw a body holding a book. So that's a later problem. Also, I have a fancy cravat, not a tie. In this second episode of Calico Reads, we're not just going back in time with fashion, we're going back in time with the book. Because today it's about the dinosaurs. Vice. Guess I can read this here. Don't blow away, clones of Calico. What the heck am I gonna put to cover this pink? I guess my forest backdrop can work. This is about dinosaurs, after all. So I don't really have much backstory to this one. Just wrote in like 4th or 5th grade. That's about all I know. So I guess I'll just start reading it then. Dino time travelers. Got a T-Rex, koala, a sheep. One day, Kayla and Casey, a sheep and a koala, were walking home from school for the weekend. They were both in... Oh, see, I remember this because I was criticized for writing 4th horrifically wrong. Anyway, 4th grade and best friends. They were also time travelers, but they haven't time traveled yet. How can you be something if you haven't done it yet? They had made the machine that went back in time the weekend before. So this weekend was their first trip. Should we go today? Casey asked Kayla. What? I already forgot their names. Wow. No, I was thinking tomorrow when we could have more time before supper. And we could have lunch with the dinosaurs, Kayla said. You really think we need to be back for supper and meals? What if time doesn't even pass while we're with the dinosaurs, Casey said. Apparently I can't read and film at the same time. I guess we'll have to find out if time passes while we're time traveling. Are we going to tomorrow or not? Kayla asked. We're going tomorrow, Casey said. By now they were on at Casey's house. When they came in, there was some eucalyptus.
Eucalyptus.
That's horribly spelled wrong. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be an extra O in chocolate. Maybe not. Okay, so eucalyptus chocolate chip cookies. Kayla reached out to get a cookie, but Casey stopped her. Eucalyptus, he said. Ugh, Kayla said. Casey's mom, Mrs. Koala, put some normal chocolate chip cookies on the table. You would think she would know what a eucalyptus cookie looks like by now if they're friends. Apparently not. Saturday, 5 a.m. Casey and Kayla were finishing breakfast. They wanted to set off early. Time to see if time passes while we are gone, Casey said as the two time travelers head out to the shed. There should be an H in that where. They hid the time machine. It's 5:05, Kayla said when they got to the shed. Now, when we come back, if it's past 5:05, the time passes. I bet it doesn't. No, I bet it does. Oh, I bet it doesn't, Casey said. Now, get in the machine before the minute's up. Casey climbed in the machine, which was 6 feet tall and 6 feet long. Yes, that information is totally necessary. It had a circle it was a cylinder. The machine was a cylinder. Oh good, you finally got to that. But the bottom was flat. What unnecessary details. There's literally an image. Who needs all these words? Now what period do you want to go to? See, I keep reading from my phone, so I can't see who's actually talking ahead of time. This is why I don't try to do voices. Okay, now, which period do you want to go to? Casey said when Kayla came in. Cretaceous. Pretty sure there's a C in that, not an S. She replied. She pressed the third blue button after the red and green one that said Cretaceous. It's 5:07, said a robotic woman's voice. Casey and Kayla buckled up in their seats. The cylinder began to shake. After 30 seconds, they were gone. Thought there'd be some talking dinosaurs. Now they were in a forest. Casey popped his head out. Cool dino time, he said. He climbed out and headed to a tree where a lizard was. Let's go exploring for dinosaurs, Kayla, Casey said excitedly and started running to a clearing down the hill they were on. Casey, what about seeing if time passes while we're here? Kayla said as she got out of the machine. Casey, where'd that boy go now? Gone. That's where horrible people. I guess I'll find out if time passes later. Dino time. Wow, this kid cares way too much about time. What's up with that? Got a fixation problem there. So she ran down the hill to find Casey. What took you so long? I've been by this river for a long time, he said, exaggerating when she came. Yeah, right. Only a few minutes. It took me 2 minutes to get down the hill. Gosh, this girl's so obsessed with time. To here, plus a minute of me talking equals 3 minutes. God, why am I so obsessed with these unnecessary details? So you've been here for 3 minutes, Kayla said. Dude, you don't need to do math. You just need to know it was 5:07 when you left, and if it's significantly later than that, then time passes. You don't need to do freaking math to figure out what time it should be when you get back. Is that what they're trying to do? Oh, I need to make sure I'm not staying in dinosaur time for too long because I don't want to miss dinner. Is that it? I don't care much. I don't care, math genius, Casey said. I don't think it is genius, Casey, Kayla said. Whatever. I saw some dinosaurs before, a bunch of eggs, probably hundreds. They're by a tree on the rock across the river. Casey pointed. See the nest? Yeah, I see it, but what? A Tyrannosaurus Rex? Kayla asked nervously, afraid Casey might think it's silly she doesn't know. You're like, yeah, we're time travelers, except we don't know anything about where we're going. Because we're like 10 years old and don't know anything. A T-Rex, Kayla, a T-Rex. So do you want to go meet the T-Rexes? Casey said, waiting to go. How do you not know which one's the T-Rex? That's like the easiest one. It's the big one. With the tiny arms and the teeth. Well, I've always called it T-Rex, so I didn't know. And yes, Kayla said. Two adventurers crossed the river and went blah, blah, blah. Get to the dinosaurs already. Ah, good. A dinosaur talking. Food! The first T-Rex said, in a deep man voice. And I'm not kidding. He really said food, in English. Yeah, the magic of time traveling. You just comprehend what everyone's saying. I want food! I want food! I want strange animals for food! Food, food, food. He sang and started running towards the kids. Aren't you going to chase them, dear? Oh. Aren't you going to chase them, dear? He asked Chenille, his wife. Or mate, since they're wild dinosaurs. Wife. Please, of course it's a wife. If they can talk, they're married. That's how this logic works. Chenille shook her massive head. No, she said. I'll watch the eggs. They might hatch any time now. Okay then, food, hunt, eat. The first T-Rex, named Diatrimont zoindustrious. Okay then. I can't keep track of these lines. What? Who was what? The first T-Rex named Diatrimon zoindustrious, who was called Ditrimond, said. Okay, he started running again towards the kids. They started running to Kayla, was slower. What? Was I supposed to say but Kayla was slower? I don't know. Casey was fast. If you were a P with Kayla and playing a running game, you would know she was slow. Yes, rub it into her. She cares too much about time, but yet she's slow at running. No wonder she's obsessed with time. It takes her so long to run. Probably trying to get her laps to be quicker or something. And right now, she was slow. Wait, hold on. We're trying to see a sheep. A sheep, Kayla the sheep is slower than the koala. Koalas basically don't move. They kind of just sit around eating leaves. That's crazy. Okay, right away Casey was a foot away from her, then 6 feet, 2 yards. Who the heck measures in yards like that? Like what? Oh yes, let's just use American system and then a separate American system that's just more convoluted than the first. Okay. They ran from the tree on a rock. What is this, a weird fold? This paper got wrinkled, apparently. Okay, they ran from a tree and a rock and across a river and started uphill to the time machine when, swoop, Kayla was grabbed by the jaws. Or like to the side of him, apparently. Teeth, the size of bananas, had picked her up. Well, at least I knew something about dinosaurs. Casey, help! Kayla yelled at the top of her lungs. She was terrified. A huge T-Rex had just picked her up. It might eat her if she doesn't get free. Yeah, we already said that. Why are you saying it again? I don't know how Kayla, Casey yelled from the ground. The T-Rex started to dig into Kayla's wool. Then he got to her skin. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how many mammals were around, but things did not really have fur. Although I guess if everything had feathers, then it probably wouldn't be that different. Like, wow, these feathers sure do seem pretty weird. He got to her skin. Ditrimon bit into her skin, and then she was bleeding. Oh no. Why is there no blood dripping off of this? You picked the least dramatic part. She wiggled and squirmed to get free, but she couldn't. The grip on her back was too strong. It's the wrong two. Ugh. Oh, I gotta sit up. Out of the way, cord. Okay. Blood filled Ditrimon's mouth. He laughed, an evil laugh, for he loved the taste of blood because it meant prey would die soon. Looks like I changed his name. Wasn't it supposed to be Diatrimon? I can't even get my stupid name right. Ditrimon's teeth digged into her back. He must be squeezing me to death. Slowly squeezing me to death, Kayla thought. Kayla hit Ditrimon on the nose. It didn't do anything, so she hit him 5 more times. It worked. It worked, and he bit harder. She wiggled and hit him. What is she doing? Casey whispered to himself as Kayla squirmed. And as Kayla squirmed and hit what? As Kayla squirmed and hit as Ditrimon, what? Tightened his grip every... What? Okay, I'm having problems tracking the lines. What? Ditrimon wasn't... Casey whispered to himself as Kayla squirmed and hit as Ditrimon tightened his grip every 5 hits. Ditrimon wasn't loosening his grip on Kayla. Wait, what? Ditrimon wasn't loosening his grip, so Kayla hit him harder. 5 harder hits. Again, going into unnecessary details about the numbers. Gosh, there's too much glare. Okay. The light. 5 harder hits made him actual hurt. 5 not normal hits makes him feel it, but annoyed about it. He was more than just annoyed. And tightening his grip, he was starting to hurt. Ah, yes, the little slaps you tiny little lamb are doing to the T-Rex. Totally gonna do anything. No more ignoring my hits, Dino. Like, can she not, like, reach her mouth on there to bite him or something? Probably not. His jaw is so big, you can't reach anything. According to this image, she could probably, potentially, get to his eyes. But that's just because the perspective is too small. Okay. Now, after 926 hits, including hard and soft, and first, wow, okay, so much random numbers. Oh, finally the dinosaur stopped biting the sheep. Hooray. She fell on the grass, then ran to Casey, and they ran together up the hill to the time machine. They climbed in and closed the hatch. When Casey was about to buckle up, Kayla held right side of her back. Oh, look, now she has a cut. What's wrong? Casey said slowly and worriedly. What the heck? What do you mean, what's wrong? She's probably got punctured organs or something. She's probably gonna bleed to death now. Plus, it wouldn't just be like one side, it would be like both sides. I just tried to rip my fleece off, well, a little, when he was biting me, and I started to bleed. And now, my back hurts, Kayla said to Casey. Wow, so calm for someone who's like literally dying over here. I'll get my mom to bandage you up when we get back. No, dude, you need to go to a hospital, Casey said and buckled up. Okay, he hurriedly pressed the home button. Kayla buckled up and they went, everything shaked. 30 seconds later, they were home. They rushed out of the shed and into the house. Casey's mom was in the living room, watching TV. What are you two doing up so early? It's 5:07. I saw your plates and wondered where you were, she said when they came in. Well, Kay was bleeding. She was in the jaws of a T-Rex. Snatched her when we were too close to his nest. Casey said, okay then, Casey's mom said slowly. Come here, Kayla. I got some bandages in the kitchen. Your child just said that that his friend got bitten by a T-Rex, and you're like, oh yeah, sure. Let me just, wrap up that small, tiny little cut that's totally not life-threatening. Okay, so she wiped up the blood, and she put a bandage on. It's good time doesn't pass, Kayla said. Yeah, because you're obsessed with time, you weirdo. Yeah, but that was fun, Casey said. Fun? You almost got eaten. You almost ceased to exist and broken the time continuum by dying in the past. Casey, Kayla said, thinking it wasn't fun at the end. So my phone died. I was so enthralled in reading, I forgot that it warned me it was at 10%. Okay, where was I? So I think we should do this again. It would be epically coolio. Oh yeah, that's when I learned the word coolio. It never sounded cool at all. Like, no. Why are you adding extra syllables to a word? Dino time travelers. That's what we ought to be called, Casey said. I like how I just didn't even know what that word even was. I'm just like, it's a sound. People say that this is part of a sentence. No clue how it's spelled. Kayla repeated what Casey said. Dino time travelers. The end. Here's the next book. Squirreletta and the Pterodactyls. That's not how you spell that. Versus Strike Tail Battle. Who's Squirreletta? Is that some classmate of theirs that gets like hears that they have a time machine and is like, yeah, I'm gonna go back in time, but I'm gonna be more epic than you, and I'm gonna fight some ancient snakes for pterodactyl. Yay, the book's done. I guess I have to make that squirrel book eventually. Well, that's not part of the scope of this video. This was just a read. Well, that's probably the end because there's no extra material, no extra lore, no nothing. Just this one book. And pretending like I was gonna write a second book. Bye, I suppose? No, I still have thoughts. I guess everything's just weirdly yellow now. Anyway, so I started filming this video at 1:31, and now it's 2:28. So, if I can get this uploaded like today or something, then that'll be like the fastest turnaround for making a video ever, I think. So, that'll be cool. Anyway, I'm still making this Hudsonverse episode with Toronto and stuff.
Oh no, I made a straight brown mark. I'm gonna make that a long.
So stay tuned for that video. Okay, bye for real now, probably.